What's going on, everybody? We're here at VIR today for Hyperfest. I got the GT350. We're running TT3, so I actually finally got a dyno and classed this thing. Granted, it's not built to like max of the rules, but we're out here having fun. As you can see, the weather, they're calling for like rain later today. We got a session in a little bit. Might have a dry track, but that might be like the only dry session. So we'll see what we can do. Previous best 204.9. Oh, changes on the car, because that's always important. I got 305s up front. Found a set of used wheels and tires. I'm now on Goodyear. I think they're Supercar. Oh, Eagle F1 3Rs. They were on the tires when I got them. So I'm now 305 square on a set of Apex wheels. Oh, and I did 1,200 pound springs in the rear. If you watch my last video, I was complaining about the car pushing really bad. So stiffer rear springs should help that. Morning session, the track started out wet and was drying as it went. So, you know, can't really get a good feel or anything like that. I mean, that's really about it. Not much to talk about. We'll see what we can do today. I think there's 5 in class in TT3. So we'll see what we can do. All right, guys, session 1 is done. I gotta apologize. Everything going on, I forgot to bring you along with me. Did a 205.8, I believe. So not my best, but not terrible. Track was, I'll call it 95% dry. Where was it going? Oops. Anthem's going. One of the issues I had was what it's been doing, where it's giving me that charging system error. Now this alternator, if you watch my last video, has only been in for an event. So if I'm burning through an alternator, an event, I gotta figure something out. And it might be a little dark, but there's the alternator, and then there's the front header tube. So probably just a little bit of exhaust wrap might go a long way here. I could just also have bad luck. But I'm sitting second in class at the moment. But yeah, it's really about it. It's really about it right now. All right, guys, so that session was iffy at best. Only did a 205.9, so a 10th off a morning session. Didn't quite get a clean lap. Something funny about this track, if you've never been here, I've seen the same exact car with different like weather conditions be like 2 seconds off. So if I look at like GTS3 cars, for example, they should be kind of rock steady cars. They're about 1.5 seconds off their best. So the fact that I'm knocking in 205s consistently, all things considered, can't complain. The handling does feel much better through one. The oak tree, top of the hill, the tires and the spring change definitely gave more grip to the front, so it doesn't push nearly as bad. So that's all a plus. Downside is the voltage regulator is freaking out again. I gotta figure something out. I'm gonna wrap just the first little bit of the header right there, like I mentioned earlier. Fortunately, when the car's at speed at RPM, it doesn't freak out. It only did it on the in-lap again. But you know, going slow, when you lose power steering, you know, you can kind of handle it, but a little bit unnerving. Now we do have one session left. I'm about a tenth or two off of Jack in second. Drawing a blank on his name. The guy in first, just destroying us. Camaro of all things. Super nice guy. So there's no way we're catching him. But if I can get another couple tenths this session, and Jack doesn't improve, I can get second. But if you look behind me up here, rain's coming from this direction. Rain's forecast to start in the next like 20 minutes or so. So if it's a wet session, obviously not going to do anything. And then that might be it for Saturday. So yeah, we'll see what we get. Alright guys, it's Sunday morning. I didn't do a wrap up yesterday after last session because I did the outlap and then the car just went dead. So you can see the exhaust wrap that I did. It's smoking off a little bit because I literally just turned the car on. New alternator. Alright guys, so here's where I'm at. The car spent a whole bunch of time messing with wiring and stuff. It's so where I'm at is new alternator did not fix it. Well, it's still getting crazy spikes. Then it would kind of work, then it wouldn't. I'm thinking it's like maybe something in the wiring. If you unplug the 3-wire plug in the alternator, the battery sees 13.8 dead no matter what RPM I rev it to. So honestly, I think I'm gonna run it with the alternator not plugged in. It's still charging, but the voltage regulator is not plugged in. We'll see what happens. Challenge 2. right, guys, so finally a good session. Since it's the last session on Sunday, I think there was only like 8 cars on the entire track. So got a couple just clean laps. The voltage held steady at like 13.3, 13.6, something like that the whole time. No cutouts, no nothing. Now granted, it's not really like fixed, but it works for what I needed to do. But yeah, as you saw, 203.9. So finally got this thing into the 3s. I still think there's more in it. There's for sure more in it. But you know what? All things considered this weekend, kind of trying to battle some more electrical issues. Huge thanks to the guys who helped me. If you're watching this, the one guy had an English accent. I forget his name. I apologize if you're watching this. And Chris, they came and kind of gave me a hand, kind of pinning out some stuff, doing some voltage checks. So huge thanks to them. Chris was the guy who told me, you know, unplug the alternator, let's see what it does. You know, and if he never mentioned that, I probably wouldn't have tried it. So yeah, again, huge thanks to them. That's one of the cool things about racing. You never know like who in the paddock can just help you out with whatever. So I think that's about it for Hyperfest. New personal best. Can't complain too much. So as always, guys, Hondas. So as always, guys, thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next one.